Hello there and welcome. Welcome to the Word Wizard's Library. I am so glad you could join me today. You know, here, among all these floating books and glowing lights, we're going to unlock the magic of the English language, and we're going to do it together.
That's right. As of this moment, you are all apprentice word wizards. My name is Alex, and I'll be your guide on this journey. Our goal is pretty simple, actually. It's to give you new words. Think of them as new spells that are going to make your English so much stronger, so much more powerful. So are you ready to begin?
Fantastic. Okay, let's take a look at our enchanted lesson plan for today. We'll start with the magic of our senses. Then we'll learn the art of description. And after that, we'll discover the real power of action words. And to finish it all off, you will begin your very own magical quest. Let's open up Chapter 1.
All right, our first chapter is all about the magic of the senses. I'm talking about the words we use to understand the world around us. You know, what we see, what we hear, and what we feel. These words, they're like the foundation for all powerful spells, for all clear communication. So first up, let's talk about our eyes. We've got two really important words here, see and look. Now, when you see something, it's usually by chance, not really on purpose. Like a bird might fly past your window and poof, you see it. But when you look at something, that's different. That's on purpose. You're actually directing your eyes, you're paying attention, kind of like you're doing right now.
And you know what's interesting? This exact same magic works for our ears. To hear a sound can just be an accident, right? It's just a noise that comes to your ears. But to listen, well, that's an action. That's when you choose to pay attention to a sound, just like you're listening to my voice right now. See the difference?
And of course, we have other senses too. We use words to describe a smell floating in the air, or the taste of our food. Is it salty? Maybe sweet? And we can't forget about how something feels to the touch. Think about it. Is a stone wall rough? Or is a piece of silk smooth? These are the words that add all the rich details to our world.
This leads us perfectly into our second chapter, the art of description. Okay, so now that we have our sense words, we can start combining them to paint a really vivid picture for other people using nothing but our language. It's like magic.
All right, just take a moment and look at this scene. It's beautiful, isn't it? But here's the challenge. How would you describe this to someone who can't see it? What words would you pick? Let's learn a few magical tools that can really help with that.
First, we can talk about the foreground. The foreground is just everything that's closest to us in a picture. It's usually the very first thing our eyes notice. So in this image here, you can see the bright flowers and that little stone path. That's all in the foreground.
And, well, if there's a foreground, you've probably guessed there has to be a background. The background is all the stuff that's farthest away in the picture. See those distant mountains and the clouds? That's the background. Using these two words is a great trick to organize your description.
You know, what we're doing right this second is a perfect example of our next word. When you use examples to make your meaning clearer, you are using the verb to illustrate. We literally just illustrated the meaning of foreground and background.
Pretty cool, huh?
Okay, get ready for some truly powerful magic. Our third chapter is all about the words that create movement, energy, and life. We're talking about action words, or verbs. These are the words that make our stories really exciting.
Our first action word is squeeze. This just means to press something really firmly, usually from all sides. You could, for instance, squeeze a lemon to get the juice out. Or, squeeze a tube of toothpaste to get that last little bit. That pressure, that's a squeeze. Next up, we have tear. Now be a little careful with this spell. It sounds exactly like the tear from your eye when you cry, but this action means to rip something. So you can tear a piece of paper in two. Same sound, totally different meaning. Sometimes we need to use our voices with a lot of power. To shout is to speak very, very loudly.
You might shout to get someone's attention if they're far away, or maybe when you're super excited or even angry.
And the exact opposite of a shout? Well, that would be a whisper. To whisper is to speak very quietly, using mostly your breath. People usually whisper when they're trying to share a secret.
All right, our final action word for today is smash. This one's a powerful one. It means to break something, often violently, into lots of little pieces. Imagine dropping a glass bottle on a stone floor. It would absolutely smash. So here's a wonderful action phrase for you, to burst into laughter. It just means to suddenly start laughing, and you can't really control it. So think about it for a second. When was the last time you burst into laughter? You see, connecting these words to your own life, that's how the magic really starts to work.
Wow, you have learned so many new spells today, apprentice. But listen, a word wizard isn't made just by learning. They're made by doing. So it's time. It's time for you to begin your very first magical quest and put all your new skills to the test.
Now, your quest is simple, but it's really important. First, I want you to find a picture or a photograph that you think is interesting. Then, just describe it using your new spells. Use those sense words, talk about the foreground and the background, and try to imagine what actions might be happening. But here's the most important step, okay? You have to speak your description out loud for at least 1 minute.
And I want you to remember this. The real magic isn't just knowing the words. It's in the practice of actually using them. Every single time you speak, you're casting a spell. You are getting stronger, clearer, and more confident. Speaking, that is your true power.
You did so well today, Word Wizard. You've taken a fantastic first step on your journey, and I'm really proud of the progress you've made. So, keep practicing, always stay curious, and keep finding the magic in language. I can't wait to see you again soon, right here in the library. Keep learning.